The core of occupational therapy revolves around engagement in meaningful activity to help support an individual's mental and physical well-being. The computer has become an important influence on an individual's daily life by creating new ways for individuals to communicate, get an education, participate in leisure activities, and much more. Individuals with a disability may need special devices or adjustments to be able to efficiently use the computer. Occupational therapy students striving to be licensed occupational therapists need to learn to recognize the client's abilities, difficulties they may encounter, possible solutions, and search for tools appropriate for the individual to be able to use the keyboard and mouse in order to use the computer. In this video, we will be addressing 3 types of keyboards and 3 types of mice and its impact on the wrist and forearm. The 3 types of keyboards are the mini keyboard, the standard keyboard, and the expanded keyboard. The 3 types of mice are the thumb trackball mouse, the index trackball mouse, and a standard mouse.
We will first discuss the standard keyboard, which is designed for the general population. The standard keyboard is the most commonly used keyboard, measuring approximately 6 by 18 inches. The keyboard requires excellent finger range of motion for all 10 digits and also muscle strength in order to reach and press the intended keys. As you can see, you will first notice the wrist is in a neutral position. The wrist is aligned, neither flexed nor extended. The 5th digit should be approximately aligned with the styloid process, so it's neither ulnarly deviated or radially deviated. The fingers are aligned, neither flexed nor extended. In the standard keyboard, you can notice there is wrist extension because the keyboard is elevated from the table. Now you can see when the participant's hands are in the typing position. The wrist is ulnarly deviated, forearm is in pronation, and the fingers are flexed. In order to use the standard keyboard, the starting position requires pronation of the forearm, wrist extension, finger flexion, and ulnar deviation at the wrist. Wrist extension can be minimized by using the hand rest. The participant will be typing the word puppy. You will notice hyper-abduction of the 5th digit in order to reach for the P key. You will notice MCP flexion of the 2nd digit, PIP and DIP extension of the 2nd digit. You will notice hyperextension of the 2nd digit in order to reach for the Y key. Positioning and movement requirements for the standard keyboard are ulnar deviation, pronation, wrist extension, abduction of the 5th digit, hyperextension of the 5th digit, and MCP flexion of all fingers. The advantages are it's commonly utilized, so it promotes better accuracy and increased speed. It's affordable, doesn't attract attention to clients' disability, and most commonly used in public facilities. The disadvantages are it requires good coordination, excessive ulnar deviation, excessive wrist extension, and requires excellent finger range of motion.
The next keyboard will be the mini keyboard. The mini keyboard is smaller than the standard keyboard, measuring approximately 5 by 7 inches. The keys are closer together, small, and flat. This type of keyboard is beneficial for clients with minimal finger range of motion and/or decreased muscle strength. You will notice the forearm is pronated just like in the standard keyboard. You can see the base of the mini keyboard is higher compared to the standard keyboard. Therefore, there is more wrist extension. Wrist extension can be eliminated by using a hand rest so the keyboard is at the same level as the wrist. The participant will be typing the word candy. As seen in the standard keyboard, the forearm remains pronated and the wrist remains in extension. On the other hand, the mini keyboard has eliminated ulnar deviation, excessive MCP flexion, hyperextension of the second digit, and hyperabduction of the fifth digit. Positioning movement requirements for the mini keyboard are: it requires pronation, MCP flexion extension, and minimal shoulder range of motion. The advantages of the mini keyboard are: it is one-handed, requires minimal finger range of motion and minimal shoulder range of motion, and it also had flat keys. The disadvantages of the mini keyboard are: it requires fine motor coordination. The last keyboard is the expanded keyboard, measuring approximately 10 by 17 inches. The expanded keyboard is much larger than the standard keyboard. The keys are larger, which makes it easier for a client with limited motor or visual difficulties. It is easier to press a larger key compared to a smaller key. The keys on the expanded keyboard are flat, so it eliminates the need to depress a key, which reduces the required pressure for use. The participant will be typing the word candy. C A N D Y. The expanded keyboard is similar to the mini keyboard due to the fact that they both require the client to use their upper extremity in order to reach for their intended keys. Positioning and movement requirements for the expanded keyboard are pronation, MCP flexion extension, and shoulder range of motion. Advantages of the expanded keyboard are that it has larger and flat keys, requires less fine motor coordination, and requires less finger dexterity. Disadvantages of the expanded keyboards are that it requires shoulder range of motion. If the client is able to use a mouse device, there are a number of devices available. We will compare 3 common mouse devices. If your client is unable to use a mouse, there are alternative mouse devices available that you will explore in the lab, such as the keyboard control, voice control, and the head mouse. The first computer mouse is the standard mouse. The participant's hand is in a neutral position next to the mouse. Now let's have her put her right hand on the mouse. Notice her second digit is placed on the left button and her third digit is placed on the right button, and the rest of her fingers are resting on the side of the mouse. Looking at the side view, notice that her wrist is extended in this position. Now let's have her navigate the mouse and notice the movement of her wrist and fingers. As you can see, the wrist remains in the extended position with minimal radial and ulnar deviation. Let's have her use the scroller in the middle of the mouse to scroll up and down. Notice her second digit is flexed as she scrolls downward and is extended as she scrolls upward. Looking at the front view, notice her movement at the elbow and shoulder. The standard mouse requires more movement of the upper extremity. The advantages of the standard mouse are: people are more familiar with the standard mouse. It is more affordable. It is more commonly used in public facilities and does not attract any attention to the client's disability. The disadvantages of the standard mouse are: it requires more movement of the upper extremity when it is moved from side to side. The client with limited finger and upper extremity range of motion may have difficulty using the standard mouse. The trackball was originally created by and for the general population. However, it has been found to be very helpful for individuals with disabilities who are having difficulty using a standard mouse due to pain, lack of range of motion, strength, and dexterity. The two trackball mice that we will be talking about in this video are the thumb trackball mouse and the index trackball mouse.
This is a thumb trackball mouse. The participant's hand is in a neutral position next to the mouse. Now, let's have her put her right hand on the mouse. As you can see, her thumb is on the trackball. Her second digit is placed on the far left button. Her third digit is placed on the middle button. Her fourth digit is placed on the right button. And her fifth digit is placed on the right side of the mouse. Looking at the side view, notice that her wrist is extended in this position. Now let's have her navigate the trackball with her thumb, up and down, side to side, and in a circle. Notice her thumb is extended as she scrolls upward, flexed as she scrolls downward, abducted and adducted as she scrolls from side to side. The thumb goes into flexion, extension, abduction, adduction when the trackball is moved in a circle.
Advantages of the thumb trackball mouse are that it requires less shoulder range of motion, can be used by a single finger or other body parts, available in a variety of sizes, shapes, weight, and resistance, and has better support for the fourth and fifth digits. Disadvantages of the thumb trackball mouse are that it requires more thumb range of motion, requires more wrist extension, may cause fatigue due to excessive thumb movements, and risk for repetitive strain injury.
The last computer mouse is the index trackball mouse. The participant's hand is in a neutral position next to the mouse. Now let's have her put her right hand on the mouse. As you can see, her index finger is on the trackball, her thumb is placed on the left button, her third digit is placed on the right button, her fourth and fifth digits are on the right side of the mouse. Looking at the side view, notice her wrist is extended in this position. Wrist extension can be minimized by using a hand rest. Now let's have her navigate the trackball with her index finger. Notice the movements are the same as the thumb trackball mouse.
The advantages of the index trackball mouse are that it requires less shoulder range of motion, can be used by a single finger or other body parts, is available in a variety of sizes, shapes, weight, and resistance, and can be used with a mouse stick. The disadvantages of the index trackball mouse are that it requires more second digit range of motion, requires more wrist extension, may cause fatigue due to excessive index movements, risk of repetitive strain injury, and no support for the fourth and fifth digits.